Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Min-Maxed Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue Bloodlords. As always, we want to give a shout out to all of those who support us on Patreon at our Lich level and above. Rock Jedi, Wolf, Blodimus Slump, Thunder Mammoth, The Trevor Project, Das Chris, Fizzgig, AC Goldner, Eric R. Oh, just gonna see right past you there, Indie Link, Tawdry Monster, Mercutio, Angel Shadow Art, Cyrendon, The Necromancer Forever, Doc Holiday, Corey, Robert T, Scrap Gear, Ted, True Chaos God, Kagan, Nero the GM, Jason K, Dicky Lopez, Bobson Dugnut, Rickety Ropebridge, Alex K, Doma Elaka, Frank L, Just Mike Works, Russ D, Argoon's Long Lost Elbow, Fig Tier, Zach S, Jamie H, Mr. Turtle, Sleeve, Darren, Caleb W, Pickle, Mr. Grimm, Firedown, M54 Ewaz, Jameson S, Eric R, +2 Vorpal Salmon of Whacking, I'm Not a Robot, George F, Leohard, Har, Witch Hunter, Jeremy D, Matthew M, Scott E, Progeny of Kukulin, Liz Giggles, Curlistrious Specialty, Brandon K, Ringus Maximus, Andrew G, Ebon Flames, Booming Thunder, Henry, A School of Fish, Eisengem, Chris W, and James B. Shout out to new patron this week at the quick level, Wilco. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 79. We're in the Tower of Gnawed Bones, where we just rescued a Clippeth from a thing called the Pain Milker. A demon's gonna demon though, so he goes from friend to foe quite quickly. He attacks us and we kill him. We heal up and explore on. We pass by a giant incinerator. There's some baddies there, but they can't hurt us, so we hand wave it. We go upstairs and find a magic room that makes Lucan and Arius briefly attack each other. We come into another room with a big hole in it and a lift. Lucan invisibly does some uncharacteristic scouting, sees the enemies, and quickly runs back to the rest of the group. The enemies saw him too, though, and shit's about to go down.
Ragrathax, the six-armed demon, jumps from the heights above and lands with a clash on the lift, and it swings and sways precariously, but it holds under his weight. Wait, this motherfucker's 3,000 pounds.
That's a well-made fucking lift.
That is not gonna work. That is just straight up not gonna work.
Have him land on it and it crashes. He's gonna climb his way back up.
He's not a smart guy.
Hilarious.
He's not a fucking smart guy either. That's the worst part. So he jumps down and lands on the wooden thing, and the winch, you can hear it. It's this awful squeal as the metal bends, and he holds all six of his arms out for a second and like squats down, and then it all comes crashing down, and he falls all the way down to the top of the cage, landing on top of the cage, which also bends heavily. The bars just splay outward and bend as he falls into it. And you can hear him down from below. Oh!
Unless he's got catfall, he should be taking some damage.
He's going to be taking a bunch of damage. That's like a 60-foot fall. 50-foot fall, so it's 25 damage. Jesus. See, now he's even on a lower level than I wanted him to be on for this. So we're gonna, the casting ghouls are not going to be jumping down. They are going to be above. So I have these three tokens arranged out here. Please, everybody notice this and pay attention so I don't have to explain it again. They are not on this floor. They are up above in the octagon hole in the ceiling, looking down and pointing. They have line of sight from where they're standing, right? So they're kind of on the edges here. Ragrathax, the big demon, he is going to be climbing back up, but it's going to take him around, so we'll let him do that. In the meantime, we are going to have everybody roll for initiative on this. Oh, God, is it really? Ooh. This extreme threat. So it was probably good that that started that way.
Honestly, I'm most worried about those three dudes up above that can cast Dominate on us from up above.
I vote me and you take the big one and let the casters take the casters.
Yeah, I mean, it'll kind of have to be that. Well, I suppose. Question is does our friendly neighborhood caster have any gravity wells, or did he spend all of his spells on
I've got one level 1 spell.
So no.
Oh, I got some witch spells. None of them are gravity well.
Well, why don't you roll for initiative?
Jesus, he got a 40?
Yeah. Ragrathax is a beefy boy.
Here I thought I did good with my 32.
You did do good. You just did better. Wow, that is not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I did well. 2 out of 4 of the enemies go before me. I didn't do great.
At the top of round 1, you hear, echoing from below, curses in several different languages, ranging from necral to abyssal, and you even hear some celestial and draconic in there as this thing is just cursing. He is angry. Uses all 3 of his actions to climb from the first floor up to the second floor. That takes us over to one of the ghoul casters up above. They're looking down and have the eyes on a grouping of the party here. I feel like this is something they would have known, but they don't have the range to actually affect you with any of their spells.
Fools. I do.
Uh-huh. So they would have to come. They would have to come down, and
They
even to
do have to come down. So they do. They have no choice. God, I really thought I was going to have a good fucking setup here, but nope. The room has 30-foot tall ceilings. You're at the edge. They're at one edge of the hole in the middle. That is way more than the 30-foot range they got on Dominate or Spirit Blast. They have some other things that, deal damage and stuff to living creatures, but here we are. It uses all 3 of its actions to climb down to your floor, and they end up right here, just on the northeast side of the room, after having expended all their actions to do the climb.
Which one is it that actually got down here?
This one right here.
That one there. Okay. These 2 are both still up.
Still up, correct.
Okay.
Shara and Lucan actually tied with a 32. Who wants to go first?
Doesn't matter to me. What do you want to do?
You can go first if you want. I'm not going to do anything special.
So I can see those 2 guys up there, huh?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I see them up there, and I am going to hit the 2 of them with a Storm Burst. 2 actions, Storm Burst.
How big of a burst is Storm Burst?
Well, it's got a range of 60 feet and a 15-foot burst. So I should easily be able to hit them both, right?
You will have to move closer.
I have to move closer?
10 feet closer.
It's a 60-foot range.
Yeah, it's 60-foot range. They're 30 feet up, and you're
Oh, they're
40
30
feet
feet up.
away from them.
Oh, I
Yep,
hate that.
right there would work. Yep.
Oh, well, that changes everything. I'm sorry.
That puts him like right next to the dude climbing up the.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Oh, okay.
That is not going to be what Lucan does.
That means you'll need more than 60 feet, I guess.
So it's not like an angle thing. It's just a range thing.
It's a range thing, yeah.
Gotcha. I thought it was like an angle thing. I couldn't see him. Oh, well then, fuck it. We'll just fireball him.
Oh, fuck it, throw a fireball?
Yeah. There you go. Reflex saves.
I think technically Pythagoras theorem 30 by 40. The angle would be it's only like 50 feet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Yeah,
It's always less than you think. Rolled like shit on that.
because 30 squared is 900. 40 squared is 1600. That gives you 2500. The square root of 2500 would be 50.
So Stormburst, would Stormburst have been better?
The main thing about Stormburst is it can knock them down and cause them to be stunned. So I was just trying to take away some actions to spread out this attack of theirs.
Ah, I see.
All right, if that's okay, I'll do the Stormburst instead. You don't need to re-roll the saves. We'll just redo the damage. So on a failure, they both succeeded, so it doesn't matter. They just take half damage anyway. So I don't manage to knock either of them down. So they'll take half of 24, which is 12.
Oh,
There you go.
fine.
That's it. Doesn't really change anything.
Not really. That's okay. Sort of a similar situation from either spell.
So I spend 2 actions to cast my Stormburst. Then Sundrinker will take their single action to attack the big guy. Why not? And we'll make a strike on him and get a 35 to hit.
35 hits.
Excellent. We'll deal big guy 15 damage and 1d6 bleed if he can bleed.
He can bleed.
Then I will... Excellent. I will just use my third action to tandem movement. Lucan's going to back the fuck up a little bit. And Sundrinker will... I guess just stay here. There's no need for him to move up. But yeah, Lucan just gets out of the way a little bit. And that's my turn.
That takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Hey, we're gonna raise shield. We're gonna try to go into dread martial stance. We're gonna succeed.
Hey.
Yay!
We get a 33.
You did the thing.
Third action will... I don't want to block Arius's ability to get there. Or are you gonna try to get behind him? Do you have any shield charges left or no?
No, I already used the 2 I had.
We'll just move up next to him. That'll be all 3 actions.
All right. Then that takes us to the other 2 ghouls. They're going to use their actions to climb down. So they will both end their turns on the floor that you are on, which is the 2nd floor, where this fight is taking place on the 2nd floor. Kicks. It's your turn.
All combatants are now on
Yes.
said 2nd floor.
Yes, now everybody's on the 2nd floor. It took a little bit of finagling through my head to make it happen, and I'm sorry for the leaps, but here we are. We're here.
25 movement sucks.
I bet you Ted would agree with that.
Always. More movement's better.
Fireball!
More fireballs. All right, how you dropping this one? I'm surprised you still have enough spells. I thought you said you only had a first level slot. You
This is a witch
liar.
spell. This is
Oh, it's a
my
witch spell. God, I love that 500-foot range, right? Are you trying to find a way to align it so that you can attack all 4 of them, but none of you
No,
guys?
I'm just hitting the 3 in the back. Boom.
All right, looks like we've got 2 successes, 1 failure, 3 successes total.
Woo! 21 damage.
21.
And I'm just gonna move up a little bit.
That takes us to the bottom of round 1. Arius, it's your turn.
First action, I walk up to the big guy. Second and third actions, I intimidating strike. Oh, I thought it was the 18 for a second. 24 to hit.
24 misses.
That sucks.
I mean, who knows if if this guy can even be intimidated.
That takes us to the top of round 2, where the giant demon says to the ghouls, "Subdue the skeleton.
Why me?
I'll take care of the flesh." And
None of us really have flesh anymore.
pointedly ignoring Arius, the creature looks at Shara and uses an ability called Ravenous Earth. With a single devious thought, the Urglid causes a mound of grave soil to well up at a creature's feet. It's magic, so they're conjuring grave soil. You have to give me a reflex save.
Well, I don't like that. Am I being targeted, or like is it a target, or is it like an area of effect?
No, it's a creature.
This
Okay.
They can't use this, can they?
Why not?
Is it earth underneath us?
It doesn't matter. It's had the conjuration trait.
It's got the earth trait.
And
Those that manipulate earth have no effect in the area without earth.
We want to get really, really specific. It says effects with the earth trait either manipulate or conjure earth. And since this is a conjuration spell, you could say it's conjuring earth, not manipulating earth.
okay, so it says those that conjure earth.
Yeah, because it says effects with the earth trait either manipulate or
Or
conjure.
conjure, because this
And
one
since
is...
it's conjuration spell, it's conjuring, not manipulating.
Are there any earth spells that don't?
That I have no idea. I'm just looking strictly at the trait here.
I wonder if it's just a magical thing then, that because then like still abilities that have the earth trait might not have the conjuration trait, because I'm fairly certain pretty much all the earth spells have conjuration, and it might be on purpose so that they don't run into this issue. Maybe there's some earth abilities out there, like monster abilities and shit.
Okay, so I might not be as fucked as I thought I was. Good point out on cutting the words down like that, Swanee. I think that's actually what did it.
I mean, just like you said, otherwise it just fucks everything.
Basically all of it, yeah.
I mean, it would completely fuck like all the earth-based spells that, like you said, even like Wall of Stone and shit like that.
Well, yeah, you think of all the adventures that take place in towers and, you know, that have second stories.
That makes me kind of
So-
want to go back to that earth.
Okay, so this guy is targeting Shara with this ability.
Targeting
correct?
Shara with this ability. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for a ruling on the next step. It says a creature that fails is restrained.
Yes.
I assume that's because I'm buried in dirt.
You're sinking into the ground, into a spontaneously formed grave.
Okay. But I have a burrow speed. Am I actually restrained, or can I just burrow out?
You totally just burrow out.
Okay, that's why I just...
Like I said, this guy's not terribly smart. He's just looking for those with flesh.
Well, he doesn't know that I can burrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to ask now while we were in a lull, instead of like waiting until everybody got here and then go, okay, now how about this?
Yeah. Now this makes sense to me.
Like, I totally understand. I would be restrained because I'm buried, but I have a burrow speed. So,
Yeah, buried against your will, right? This isn't you doing it. It's going to hit Kix and Lucan next. It's basically going to use all three of its actions to do that.
oh geez, that is just a single action. Fuck.
Yeah, it is. One action.
Doesn't
go ahead.
make sense. I mean, that seems so overpowered. He can just continuously just bury us three times a turn.
Yeah.
Like, I get we could succeed our reflex save,
I mean, you all suck at reflex saves.
but we all suck at reflex.
You're
saves.
all bad at him.
What are you talking about? I'm great. Best reflex save.
So for its first action, did the reflex save on Shara. Shara failed, so Shara is now being engulfed slowly. She's sinking into a conjured mound of dirt. And with its second action, it's going to do the same thing, but this time to Kix. Kix, give me a reflex save.
Cool. 27.
That's a failure. Kix begins to sink as well. Finally, for its third action, it does the same thing, this time to Lucan. Lucan, reflex save.
36.
Lucan, you could spread your legs a little bit. You're good.
I'm good at that.
All right. So as Kix and Shara begin to sink down into the conjured mound of dirt, it takes us over to one of the casters, finally free up to cast some spells. Oh, that's right. Big guy bleeds and fails his recovery check. All right. Ghoul spellcaster does the things like casting Dominate on Arius. Give me a will save.
39.
That's a success.
Critical success.
Well then. She uses her third action to reposition herself. All right, that takes us over to Lucan. It's your turn.
Yeah, sure is. All right.
With a mound of dirt.
Action
beneath
1
you.
and 2. We are going to cast a spell that I have not used yet that I've been holding on for a bit.
Ooh.
Rose's Thorns. And we're going to basically try and cover that whole northern area along with our big beefy friend here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, about like that.
Right.
So everybody in this area is going to need to give me a reflex save, I believe. Oh, no, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just basic reflex.
Yeah, basic reflex. Basic
Reflex save.
But it does all sorts of other things. It lasts for a while.
So this is an area of effect that's going up.
Yep.
Okay.
Area of effect. It covers a 20-foot burst with thorns, and the big guy should be in it too.
Big guy fails. 2 of the ghouls succeed. The other ghoul fails.
So that's going to be 8d8. That's 34 piercing damage, or 17, I guess, if they succeed.
Okay.
All of that area is difficult terrain, and any creature that moves through it takes 5 piercing damage for each square they enter.
Okay. 5 for each square. Okay.
Yep.
Does it, if they don't move, do they take the damage?
Or that ends its turn in the area. They will continue to take that damage if they end their turn in that area, as long as I sustain it.
Gotcha. So, and the damage that they would take at the end of their turn is the 8d8.
Yes.
Not... Okay, gotcha. So they have incentive to get the fuck out of Dodge.
They have incentive to get the fuck out of there.
Got it. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So then with my Sundrinker single action from Act Together, they will attack big guy. And we'll get a 40 to hit.
40 hits.
Not a critical, huh?
Not.
Gonna deal him 23 damage and make him bleed. And with my third action, I think just attack again. I see no reason not to.
You could dig kicks up.
Could I?
How long does that take?
Ah, well, I hit him. I deal him an additional 19 damage.
All right. And he just keeps bleeding.
I'm done.
All right. Then after Lucan, it takes us over to Shara. You are sinking into the soil.
Okay. Jerry uses her first action to burrow out of the soil.
Look at that. You're free.
Yeah, second action, let's raise the shield. Third action.
I don't know why, but it still bothers me that burrow doesn't actually require like free hands. I'm just imagining Shara just like wiggling through like a worm.
I'm doing the worm.
Comma in one hand. Shield in
Like,
the other.
how you digging with those?
Actually,
just
a
like
comma
plow
would
your shield
make it
through.
probably a decent like digging tool.
Pick with the comma, drag with the
I look
shield.
over and you're just like picking at the earth with the comma.
It works. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Magic? No.
No, I don't know. Something about being a ghoul. Maybe you. Nope, I'm not even.
I still like to think that just doing the worm, just
The
wiggling
worm.
through the dirt.
Third action, we trip the big guy. 38
Oh.
trip.
Oh shit! That is a success.
I'm a little scared. It's not a critical success.
Yeah,
Well, he's prone.
he is. Fortunate for him. As the beast falls on its ass, I'm gonna make him take some piercing damage. Actually,
Oh, I suppose the rose.
because of the fucking thorns. He's gonna fall down into the thorns.
Is he moving?
Yeah, he takes 5.
Move.
He fell.
5.
Oh, that's right.
He fell into the
got it.
thorns.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because he got knocked over. He got knocked prone.
Yes. Not
That's something. That's a combination I'm definitely down with.
okay. I'll take it.
As he falls down on his ass and he screams out loud, he yells, "Don't try to control the skeleton! Destroy it!" And now it's the ghoul's turn. They have to scramble out. Now this one ghoul is on the edge,
Yeah, that bastard.
so they don't actually take any damage as they get out. So it costs them 10 feet to get out. They move down the western wall of the room to get just a little bit closer.
I was wondering, what are those things on the east and west?
They're like bins almost. Like a long trough, but not quite.
It's like troughs of hay
Are
and
they
bones.
difficult terrain or anything? Because I was looking at them and I was going to go behind the guy to the big guy, but I wasn't
No.
sure. I didn't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, no difficult terrain. So they use the first move action to move along the edge of the rose bushes, and still isn't close enough to Arius. So we'll instead attack Sundrinker.
Oh, they casting a spell?
Yes.
What a fool.
What a fool.
I'll take an attack of opportunity.
You certainly will.
Ooh, that's a nat one.
Well, that won't do it. So instead, give me a fortitude saving throw. This is Spirit Blast.
I get a critical success.
Never mind. So, anyways, next ghoul's turn. This one has a little bit of a tougher time getting out of the thorns with ease. They're going to need to use 2 actions because of the difficult terrain to get out. So they have to cross through 3.
15 points of damage.
Yeah. 15 thorn damage.
You really gonna go in the one spot that I wanted to go into?
Yeah, I did. My plan all along. And that's their turn.
Remember, it's 5 for every one
For
they
every square. There we go. All right. 15 damage as they walk through the thorn bushes. And that's their turn. They actually don't have enough left to cast anything. Kicks. You're sinking.
What do I do?
You can try to escape using the escape action.
Which is what?
Escape can be your basically like your unarmed strike, your athletics, or your acrobatics.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I took trained in acrobatics and went from a 4 to an 18, so we'll try that.
Nice.
Because that just happened when I became a lich.
That's worth it.
I just got really acrobatic.
Let's just be like that.
You're like, oh, my joints. They don't hurt anymore, I guess.
35.
You just bend in really
I
ridiculous
can
ways
just
and
bend
it doesn't hurt.
in every way. Tendons? I don't need those.
35 is, in fact, a success. You escape.
I fucking love that. That is hilarious to me.
That is pretty fucking good.
I forgot to use my free action. Would you be okay if I used my recognized threat right now?
Recognize threat?
Yeah, it's my free recall knowledge.
Does it have to be like a certain thing or a certain?
It's at the start of combat, and I forgot to do the last turn.
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Occultism?
This one would be religion.
Well, then I can't do it, so never mind.
Never mind.
We'll just target these 3 boyos on the right side with a contagious idea.
Oh no. What kind of idea?
A frightening one.
Oh no. Let's see. We've got a critical success, a success, and the big guy fails.
What's the range on that?
30 feet. And it jumps from 30 feet targets.
Yeah, the second target can be beyond the range of the spell, but it must be within 30 feet of the first target.
It's Pathfinder 1E haste.
Yeah.
Anyways, frightened 1, and then frightened 2, and then frightened nothing.
Frightened 2 for big guy?
Yeah.
Oh. Big guy can be frightened.
Well, I hope he enjoys being frightened for the rest of his life.
Good. I was gonna say the rest of combat, but yeah, you're right. The rest of his life.
Well, that's the hope.
That's the whole point.
Otherwise, it's the rest of our lives.
Right? Then after kicks, that takes us over to Arius.
I'm still going. Wait, I crawled out. Sorry, here, right? Never mind.
Yeah, your crawl out was action mode.
Yeah.
Power attack.
Oh no.
I miss.
Yeah, you do.
Shatter defenses.
No shit.
Hey, I hit him.
Because he's frightened.
And off guard.
And prone. Yep. Those
So
two
he's
things
off.
together.
He's off guard until the frightened condition ends.
Which is until he dies.
Never. It's gonna be never.
Just never.
Who needs flanking?
God damn, I was gonna say, you don't even need to flanking's not even needed now. Good. Great. Wonderful. He uses his first action to stand.
Deck of opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
saving mine.
Great. Wonderful.
32 to hit.
32 hits.
Or, no, I will take mine too.
28 damage.
There's literally no reason for me not to take
We need
mine.
to burn this guy as fast as possible.
When
Yeah,
Arius's great sword cuts into it, the flesh burns as it passes through. It takes an additional 10 points of damage.
Yes.
Sundrinker crits him.
Oh,
Interrupt that move. That stand.
Sit down, take 2d6 bleed, and 37 damage.
damn. Okay, that updates the bleed damage to the 2d6.
Again, I feel like I should point out that critting somebody on a move action does not interrupt that move action, whereas critting somebody on a manipulate action does interrupt that manipulate action. I swear we get this right soon.
Cool. All right, well, good. And he gets interrupted, so he doesn't stand for his first action. He stands for his second action. And because he doesn't want to take 8d6 piercing damage next turn, or in, any second, he uses his third action to step out or stride out of the thorns. Damn, that's fucking solid control there, David. Holy shit. Very solid control.
It's a cool spell, just haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Yeah. Well,
Just wait until he sustains it.
Yeah.
what? I didn't read it. You know what? I'll let it be a surprise.
It gets 5 feet bigger when he sustains it.
Oh, for fun. And they're all standing at the edge of it. Oh, man. Well, that's going to take us to the last ghoul who's inside of it. And they have a difficult, not quite as bad. So they're going to pass through 2 squares. Yeah, so they're only going to pass through 2. So that means they'll take 10 piercing damage. Do the roses obstruct vision?
I don't believe so. No, it's just difficult terrain.
I say, now that it's said,
Good. Finally in range of Arius. Spirit Blast. Give me Fortitude save, Arius.
37.
That's a success. Let's take half of this force damage. Half of 58.
Okay.
And that's its turn. Taking us over to Lucan. It's your turn.
All right. Action 1. Sundrinker is going to attack the guy. We'll go slashing and get a 32 to hit.
32 hits.
And we'll deal 15 slashing damage.
All right.
Gonna do something a little goofy. Gonna spend one action to shrink down and make Sundrinker only
Large.
medium. Yeah, let's go medium.
Medium. Okay.
Yeah.
Shrinking Sundrinker way down.
I assume that does also reduce his reach.
Does reduce his reach.
What square do they shrink down into?
Nah, who fucking knows?
No, that's up to you.
Oh, I'd pick this one.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. Shrink down as an act together. So with their action from act together, Sundrinker moves over here. And then with my third action, I will indeed sustain that spell,
Okay.
increasing its radius by 5 feet, which means it puts all of them except considerate Ghoulnar back into it.
Got it. Yeah, okay. So that's all of. So they have to start this whole song and dance all over again. Reflex save.
Yeah, and that one in that upper right corner, where is he gonna go?
Oh, they're fucked now. The one that's stuck in the corner? Yeah, so there's one ghoul that's trapped in the corner here. The other two worked their way around, but
So yeah, no, they will only take it again if they end their turn in it.
end their turn in it.
Yeah, but
So
it just made it bigger, and now they're like that one in the upper right corner has nowhere to go. Either it has to move
Yeah.
through like 10 squares of 5 damage per square, or just take the.
it gets difficult for everybody, all of them, real fast here. Oh, wow. God,
All right, that's my turn.
that takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Oh, there's something I want to do, but I don't want this guy to get out of my range, so I'm gonna wait for now. I'm gonna move over. Actually, first, hold on. I am going to raise my shield. Second action, I'm going to use Shielded Stride. I can move half my speed. When I have my shield raised, I can move half my speed without worrying about attacks opportunity.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Didn't have any, but that's all right.
We didn't know that.
It's within the space that I have. Alright, raise shield, move. Okay, so he's already off guard. So tripping him would make him waste an action, but I think I'm just gonna strike and see if I can hit him.
Okay.
We're gonna get an 18 on the die for a 41.
That's a critical hit because he's frightened and off guard.
Well, 3, 3, 3, 1. Terrible rolls. 28 damage.
He takes all of it. Oh no! Yeah, your comma burns skin as it cuts through. He takes 38 damage.
Seeing Arius's attack burn him extra, that's actually what made me decide to attack him instead of
That cold iron shit in there.
hoping that that was cold iron was the extra 10 damage. That's my turn.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that takes us over to some very unfortunate ghouls who are kind of stuck. This first one uses their first action to climb out. They actually are only going to go through one square of difficult terrain. And they're moving a little further away from the roses. So they get that with their first action, so that means they take 5 points of piercing. And then they have enough actions left to cast Spirit Blast at Arius.
I fail.
Arius, take 49 points of force damage.
All right.
That takes us over to one of the other ghouls. This one is not technically in the roses.
Nope, that one's not.
That one's not. Okay, so they don't have to worry yet. It is kind of squeezing them in. But they're gonna follow orders. They are focusing on Arius.
I fail.
Another Spirit Blast for 65 force damage this time.
All right.
That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
I got a level 1 soothe.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Probably just use one of them cantrips to deal some damage or something.
I will. Best cantrip I got. Amped message on Arias. Is it still prone? Or is it,
No,
It's off
but it's
guard.
off guard.
I don't have an attack of opportunity.
what'd you do?
I used an attack of opportunity on him.
When it stood up last.
Oh, that was this turn? Okay.
Yeah, that was still this round.
Sundrinker, kill it!
You got it.
Shara would.
Yes, sure would.
Shara, kill it!
Where is Sundrinker? Oh, that's right. He's small. I'm looking for
Below
this
you.
giant Sundrinker.
I'm hiding. Nope. Hide behind you.
Looking for this giant freaking Sundrinker. Nope.
Well, yeah, I'll give one to Shara if you accept this mission.
Sure has attack of opportunity.
No, he's not giving. He's giving me an attack.
Oh, that's right. You can use a strike.
As a reaction.
It
As a
gives you the
strike,
strike action. That's right. That's right.
I do have to give up my selfish shield, but that's okay if I can try to kill this guy. 11 on the die, 34 to hit.
34 hits.
A 1 and a 2, 12 damage.
It's rough there, but just like before, that cold iron slices through the chitin and the skin on this creature, and it's bleeding. Kix, you got any more action?
Yeah.
So I think that was just a single amped action.
Yeah, so you get another 2 actions left. Nice.
You know what I gotta do is just carry a pocket of raw materials, like a bag
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
of like a piece of cold iron, a piece
A chunk of cold iron.
telekinetic projectile.
It specifically says that shit doesn't
Yeah.
work, unfortunately.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, no specific
does.
traits. Oh,
Except
right
that
at
the
the end. Yeah.
properties and traits don't.
Now there is
Darn.
actually, I think in the remaster, I saw a preview of a spell, or maybe it's in Rage of Elements. I don't know. A spell that you basically craft cold iron spikes that you throw with magic.
Oh, nice.
So that is a thing. I don't know if it's a cantrip though.
I'm gonna
And
unleash
there's also a
Psyche.
spell that's like, didn't Jeb have a spell that
Yeah, is that one
Yeah,
that like
cold iron.
spikes
was a
came from the
cold iron- That
ground?
was a cold iron spike.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Impaling spike.
Let's see here. I attempt to do an amp telekinetic projectile.
Before he does this, are there any hero points to hand out?
Oh fuck yeah.
I didn't need it anyways.
How about a 35 to hit? I was just gonna roll.
35 hits.
Unleash Psyche, free action. Gotta make sure I heal this thing. 56 damage.
56. Wasn't sure you were gonna do it.
Wait, at 28 health and you didn't think I was gonna do it? It's 11 to
His
6.
static was 17
Seriously.
and 11d6, so is even minimum would have done 28.
So, you pick up a bludgeoning item from the ground, just fling it at it, and it smashes into this creature's head and crushes what's left of it. It falls into the thorny bushes.
Nice. Turn done.
Well, Arius, the big body in your way, but it's your turn.
I back up and cast a 6th level harm on myself. I'm hurt.
It's looking pretty bad.
Poor buddy.
They targeted you pretty hard there.
Man, it could be worse. I'm only at 50. I heal 81, so
All right.
that's my turn. Move to action harm.
Well, then after Lucan gets that all taken care of, we've got the ghoul that's pinned in the back, and they've got a ways to go before they can get out of the thorns. So they're going to move
Yes.
one.
He meant Arius. But
Why do you keep calling me Luke?
Did I do it again?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Why do I keep doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving through 5 squares of thorns this time. And will provoke to get away from it a little further.
Yeah, we'll take that attack of opportunity. The fun thing is, being small doesn't change my damage at all.
I still don't know how I feel about that. The increasing your size and stuff doesn't increase your strength score or anything anymore. Like enlarged person got nerfed in that way.
You
I get a 41 to hit.
41. Okay, which square would you hit in?
Oh, the one where he's still in it, of course.
Of course. Okay, so hold on. Now I have to count how many.
So he takes 25 damage from moving through those squares.
50 to get there. And then, oh my god. So it takes them 2 actions to get to the edge of it. And their third action was the one that they were going to move out of it with. They end their turn still in it because you critically hit them.
Fantastic.
And they
So
take 25 points of walking damage.
25 points of walking damage, 29 points of being hit damage, and then let me grab your 8d8 piercing.
Oh, they're frightened 1 now, too.
Because of
it
the
was a
critical
hit in my aura. Yeah.
in the aura. Fuck.
And another 28 damage as they end their turn
In
the roses.
the thing. Wow.
And because they're within 10 feet of Shara, the frightened condition doesn't
They were
go away.
they were looking pretty good on health there just a second ago. Not anymore. Lucan, it's your turn.
Oh, so it is. I got a sight. That guy and that. I think I got a sight on both of these guys. You say I have line of sight on both of these two?
No.
No, don't have a sight on that guy?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll just try and kill this guy then. We'll just do a reflex save, electric arc. First 2 actions, act together. Electric arc on the guy that's already near death.
Close. They get 26 on the
That
reflex.
will fail, so they'll take full damage from the electric arc, which is 20.
20. Okay. It takes them further down, but not quite down.
Then with their single action from act together, Sundrinker will attack and get a 40 to hit.
Jeez, that's a critical hit.
I guess critting him again. So an additional 35 damage.
Wow. Yeah, that will smash it into the ground, destroying that ghoul.
And with my third action, we will sustain the spell and increase its radius by another 5 feet.
Oh no. It gets bigger.
It's bigger. All right, I'm done.
Wow. Okay. Shara, it's your turn.
Do we just retreat and lock the door?
Just keep sustaining the spell. Holy shit, you don't need line of sight to sustain.
No. Only lasts for a minute.
Only.
What, you cast it in the second round? They have 7 more rounds of this. What bastards.
I don't think Sundrinker should take damage while being in there. Sundrinker should just like frolic and like swim through the They have like a thorn burrow speed. I don't know
There you
how
go.
that
Yeah.
works.
Free
Doing like snow angels.
free pass through.
We're back to them just wiggling through like a worm.
So what you doing, Shara?
Well, we'll take 2 actions to move. Actually, it was only 1 action. It was 1 action to move here,
Okay.
right next to this guy that's in the kind of the southwest corner. And we'll raise the shield. What do we want to do with the third action?
Slash him.
Yeah, I think we'll just slash him.
I still think it's funny you have a higher to hit than I do.
What?
Yeah, Shara's to hit's higher than mine.
Oh, wow.
I have
Well,
1 more
Arius
point of
isn't
strength.
maxed. Yeah, isn't maxed strength.
Oh,
32 to hit.
32 hits.
13 damage.
13. That
That's my turn.
takes us over to the ghoul casters. They see you and the rose bushes behind it, and it's really, really starting to get nervous. So it uses its action. It's going to use its first 2 actions to try to cast a spell.
I can't stop it.
On Arius?
No, not on Arius. Not anymore. They stride over to get close to the door that's next to the one you entered the room with. This door is the one that leads downstairs. So that they can get within line of sight of Lucan and frantically cast Dominate at Lucan, saying, "Stop it! Stop the thorns!"
No.
Lucan, give me a will save.
A 33 is a
Holy
failure?
33 is a failure.
Do I risk it and potentially get a critical failure?
Yeah, I mean, you rolled a 13 and failed. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, the odds are not in my favor. Okay, I fail.
Lucan, you are controlled.
Good thing I'm not as dangerous as Arius.
Seriously. All right, that takes us over to a ghoul who is still in the thorn bushes. They're going to use their actions. Let's see, 10, 20. First action to stride out of the thorns. They weren't too deep in. They only took 10 damage just walking through. But this puts them right up against Sundrinker at the edge. They will cast a Spirit Blast at Arius. This one's going to go back to the old reliable. Arius, Fortitude save.
28.
Arius, take 72 points of force damage. Wow,
All right.
really well there. And that's its turn. Taking us over to Kix.
Yo.
It's your turn.
I'm going to target this one right next to me with an amped telekinetic. But I'm out of amps, so I'm going to cast Strain Mind.
Strain Mind.
Which is going to make me lose 4 times the spell level. So I'm going to take 24 damage to gain a spell focus point.
Okay. Just so you can amp.
Yeah. Oh, I hit 30 to hit.
30 hits. That's so many dice.
60 damage.
Over half of its remaining health in one hit. Smash! You crush this thing's chest with that rock.
Top it off with a Psy Burst.
Sure. Why not? 2 more bludgeoning damage, yeah? This one fails. A 30.
18 damage.
Smacked around. Still standing, but barely.
Alright, that's my turn.
Solid volley of spells from Kix. That takes us over to Arius. It's your turn.
I harm myself.
Of course.
A disclaimer.
When
in
I
here.
take the damage, I harm myself. I harm myself.
81.
Solid.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Third action, I will 5-foot step back into the room next to the one that's dying, or close to dying.
All right. Well, that takes us over to Lucan. Lucan, your order was to stop. Therefore, you stop.
Okay.
The roses go away. But that's all you do.
Alrighty.
We'll save.
I get a will save.
You get
Yes,
a will
that's
save
right.
at the end of your turn. That's right.
Nope. Not going to do it with the 23.
Got to do better than that. 23 fails. Shara, it's your turn.
Okay. The Dominate's got a really long duration, right?
He failed, but didn't critically fail, so gets a save at the end of every one of his rounds.
Yeah, but it's still technically until like the
Daily
next day's
preparations.
preparations or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna drop the comma, draw the scythe. It's one action. Second action, move up to flank on this one with Arius, and we are going to attempt to chop its head off.
You know, fucking Shara means business when the scythe comes out.
Get a 35 to hit.
35 hits.
Damage rolls continue to suck. That's a 2 and a 3 for 14 damage.
All right, and take that damage.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so first, that's going to take us over to the one that y'all are flanking right now. They don't like that. They're going to interact to open the door that they're standing in front of. Anyone?
That's you, Arius.
Bueller? You gonna attack of opportunity or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Kill him.
33.
33 hits.
24 damage.
That is enough to cut it down at the top of the stairs.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Yeah.
That one was about to get away.
I mean, it wasn't, but
How far is it going to
To
get?
be honest.
it was about to get down the stairs. That's
Yeah, it was about to get down the stairs. That's
Have
fine.
you met me? I'm a speedy skeleton.
Speedy Skelly and a breastplate. You have to be a terrifying sight at full speed. Like just wearing that big
scary
bulky
skeleton.
Yeah, wearing that
spooky, speedy skeleton.
Yeah.
Blink charging around and just running at 35 feet.
All right. The last remaining ghoul, they begin to climb. They move to climb the wall. They move to climb the ceiling.
Lucan.
I can't do anything.
controlled.
Dominated.
Yeah, it's still controlled, technically.
Oh. I thought Sundrinker did whatever it wanted to.
I was reading about it. It's up to interpretation. The one theory is that dominate controls what your body does, and so I could theoretically and mentally tell Sundrinker what to do, but I don't know. To me, it's like if you're dominated, no part of your character is able to do anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't use
thought.
your actions or reactions. Yeah, I would agree with you, David. If it were Turtle.
Yeah. That's different. Yeah, like Turtle is its own separate entity. Yeah.
Yeah, it can act on its own, but the Eidolon
cannot.
Closely tied.
Yes.
So, okay. So after using all three of their actions, they're right on the lip of the octagonal opening on the floor just above you. Kix, it's your turn. They are 30 feet in the air.
Will save.
Will save, all right.
Brain drain.
Fuck. 28.
Dude, that guy's stupid.
Creature stupefied for
And I get
1 minute.
And I got a hero point, an action point back. I mean, a focus point.
Damn. That's kind of cool. And stupefied on these is a good thing.
I'm gonna charge at this guy, just intimidating, and be done.
I mean, he's 30 feet up in the
Oh, I
30
don't
feet in
care.
the air right
I'm
now.
gonna jump up at him.
Get back down here.
I told you, I got 18 in acrobatics now.
All right, that takes us over to the bottom of round 5. Arius.
Arius casts Airwalk for his first 2 actions and then starts walking his way up
Oh. Their eyes go wide.
at 35 feet.
Oh, shit.
Has to be 45-degree angle, though, so it's...
The very difficult terrain then, so...
Yeah, I'm like halfway
15.
up.
Yeah, halfway up there. They don't like that. Lucan, your last order was to stop that, so keep stopping that. But also give me a will
Okay.
save at the end of, stopping that.
Will save. Hey, how about a 37?
That is a success. Lucan, welcome back.
Fantastic.
Shara, it's your turn.
Are the chains for the lift still dangling?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to start climbing?
Gonna sheath the scythe, and we're gonna start climbing.
All right. Because of the way that the chains and the pulley systems, you have to kind of grab 2 chains at once to climb. But go ahead and give me our athletics.
37.
Solid. That's a success.
Standard success?
Yep.
Okay. I have quick climb, so I climb 15 feet.
Halfway there. Arius walking on air to get up there. Shara climbing it and the clattering of the chains. It's the ghouls' turn and they look fucking horrified. They have one last ditch effort. And it involves casting Dominate on Arius.
Fuck you. You're still climbing, aren't you? Use your first action to do that.
They'll do that next. Anyways, will save?
You didn't roll on it. Critical success.
Looks down at Arius. Stop your friend from climbing and jump off yourself.
I keep staring at him with a stupid fucking look.
And I'm not going to move to the second story, but they climb up over the lip of the floor and use all their move action to get to the edge of that room. Kix. You can't see them anymore. You know they're on the floor above yours, though.
Amped message to Arius. Go catch up.
Yeah, that works. I move
That's exactly what you should do. Yeah.
I move 35 feet and get to the top.
Which means, Arius,
I finish moving towards them and power attack them.
I was gonna say you got enough stride to get there in one action.
Well, did Kix have anything else he wanted to do? Or was he done?
Oh, Kix, did you have anything else you wanted to do?
Nah, that's fine. I am totally okay with being down there.
31 to hit.
31 hits.
Ooh.
56
Ouch.
damage.
Jeez, that's a regular hit.
The power attack.
Oh, that's right. They take all of it, obviously. And they're not looking too hot. Lucan, you have control of your body. It's your turn.
Yay! Yeah, I'll go over here and I'll start climbing up the wall.
Climbing up a chain or climbing up the wall?
I'll climb up the wall.
Okay.
And we'll do tandem movement. I guess Sundrick will climb up the chain.
All right, athletics check from Sundricker.
Yeah, Sundrick will need an athletics check. Look, it just goes.
Don't.
Yeah, isn't climbing up the wall the really long way to go?
It is.
Well, I don't know. I'd go whatever's the shortest way. I guess I get what?
Shortest way would
Whatever
be
the
the
shortest
chains
way
by
is.
far. Because if you're going to go through the wall, you have to cross the floor to get to the wall, go up the wall, and then climb on the ceiling to get to the hole in the middle of the ceiling.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'll just do the chains then.
Okay.
I guess I was imagining it differently. But yeah, I'll do the quickest way. Sundrick gets a 25 on that climb check.
25 is failure, I think.
Really? All right.
Yeah, in the midst of combat, in the heat of combat, that's a failure.
All right. Well, Lucan, where would Lucan end up climbing the chains?
Luke can end up climbing the change. You would be on the second floor right where Sundrinker is.
Okay. And Sundrick is down on the bottom. Still. Okay.
Shara.
Athletics check to try to finish climbing up. Jesus, 43.
Yeah, you're fine. That's all the way to the top.
Shara's like, and Lucan just goes like around you on the chain.
Even, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I've got quick climbs with a critical success.
Oh, it is, yeah.
What is critical success? It's, critical success, 5 feet plus 5 feet per 20 feet.
You could basically get 5 more feet.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll get all the way up. Second action.
You do have enough. Damn.
Yep. I'll get over there. Problem is I can't attack him. I have to draw my weapon.
Oh, because you had the two-hander. You don't need a weapon to trip. In fact, you could use a free hand.
Actually, that's right. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna trip him. 43. Sit down.
Probably a fucking critical success. Yeah. Yeah, that's a critical success.
Well,
Which means
then he takes 4 points of damage also.
they'll take some shame damage on top of it all. Well, they're gonna have to stand, regardless of how bad of an idea it is. That's what they do on their action as it becomes their turn.
Save my attack opportunity.
I suppose.
Yeah, he does, because he went after Kicks, so...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, then you would.
No, I'll save it.
Oh, you're gonna save it so they stand for free?
Yep.
Stand for free, and then they're just gonna start attacking you, Arius. They've been. It's so frustrating. You're all so frustrating. I've been watching as you're just been ripping through their ranks, you and Shara, and everyone else, and they just can't hit you to save their life. 29 and a 30 to hit.
Those are both misses.
That takes us over to Kicks.
It does kind of make me laugh that we basically ignored everything these guys tried to do.
That's true.
You guys rolled really well tonight compared to last time.
I send a message to the ghoul he's gonna die, and then I spend another action to do it again, and a third action to do it again.
You just tell him you're gonna die over and over. That's not creepier than anything. All right.
I'm a lich. The lich is like in your head. You're going to die. You're going to die.
Surrounded by
You're
the skeleton
going
and
to
the ghoul.
die.
Oh man.
See, I was thinking a little more aggressive. Isn't there a song where it's just like, die, motherfucker, die?
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Yep.
I move
man.
into flanking and then I power attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing you can do.
42 damage.
Very nice. They're still standing. Not for long though. Lucan. You're at the top. It's your turn.
Cool. Oh, I take a few sauntering steps a little bit closer. Well, not that close. Just close enough to be able to cast a spell on him. And blow him a little kiss.
Aren't you still climbing?
No, I have a climb speed. I can get there really easy.
Oh.
I
What's
forget,
your climb speed?
What's your climb speed?
20 feet. I spent all 3 actions.
You really only would have needed 2, I guess, then.
That's whatever.
Yeah. All right.
I electric arc him. Reflex save.
Zap.
Yeah, zap this dude.
They fail with the 25.
Take all this damage.
Oof.
19.
It takes all
You're
19.
telling me that didn't kill him?
All 19 is so close.
My little blowing him a kiss was premature. All right. I'm done.
Well, that takes us over to Shara.
It's probably really stupid, but she's gonna do this anyways.
Okay.
She's gonna try to rip his throat out with her jaws and get a 32.
Fuck yeah, that hits.
Problem is it doesn't do very much damage, so it probably won't even but barely hurt him. 12 damage.
You rip its throat out.
Yes.
Oh, and it falls and is destroyed.
Well, that was certainly a big chaotic fight, but that Rose's Thorn spell, ooh, that is awesome. Certainly there can't be much left to this Tower of Gnawed Bones place, right? Right? Find out next time as we continue Bloodlords. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.